Welcome to another edition of the Postgame Wrap. I'm Jarret Johnson, and boy, Texas Tech dropped a heartbreaker in the Big 12 opener. They fell 58-57 to Kansas, number 5 Kansas, here in Lubbock. It was a close one. It was a game in which Tech led for a lot of the second half. They were down by 3 at the half. Jumped out to about a 7-point lead. Kansas went on a 7-0 run to tie it up with about 7-8 minutes left. And then, man, Tech, really on the backs of a great second half by Terrence Shannon, took a late 1-point lead. And then with about 14 seconds left, there was Kansas had the ball out of bounds under its own basket and was able to execute a really nice play for a layup. That ended up being the game-winning bucket. Tech would go down the court, call a timeout, set it up, kind of, ISO for Terrence Shannon, which makes perfect sense. He had a great game, especially in the second half offensively. But Jalen Wilson, one of the best players in the country, certainly in the Big 12, really D'd up Terrence. And I don't know if he blocked it or if it was just a good challenge, but the shot was short. The follow-in didn't go from Tech, the follow-up attempt. And Kansas got out of Lubbock with a 1-point win. So, man, it's really a tough pill to swallow for Texas Tech. They definitely played well enough to win. I thought they did a good job on the boards, which I thought was a key. They didn't. Kansas made some threes, but they didn't just crush Tech with the long ball. They did a good job on Jalen Wilson. I feel like they did a good job on McCormick. It's tough to beat a top 5 ranked Kansas team. Even people who think that Kansas isn't as good as they normally are. I mean, their only loss so far is to number 1 Gonzaga. They've played some good teams. They just beat Tech in Lubbock. It was a tough game. I feel like Tech did a lot of things it needed to do, like I said, with the rebounding, the defending the 3, and then a couple of guys, 2 of their big guns played very well. I want to look up and see exactly what they had, their stats. But Mac McClung, he finished with 21 points. Had a really good, especially first half. He was really aggressive. He did a lot of things that Texas Tech needs him to do. He was very good tonight. And then Terrence Shannon, 20 points, 9 rebounds. He was really good. He hit 4 threes on the night and only had a couple made threes coming into the game, but he made 4 tonight against Kansas. There was moments where he was spectacular. I also thought Micah Peavy was really good. But there was some rough performances. Man, Kyler Edwards really struggled from the floor and didn't really bring much, period. Jamarius Burton didn't play well, though he did make a big bucket late in the game. Overall, he did not have a good game. Santa Silva had a couple of good blocks, did some things, like I said, rebounding, but he was held scoreless. I think he only took 2 attempts, so they need to figure out a way to get him more involved in the offense for sure. I thought Tyreek Smith did some really good things off the bench. And that was really about it. Amari Burnett had some good minutes, but wasn't great or anything. Played some good defense. I think he got at least 1 bucket in the paint, but nothing spectacular. It was mostly the starters. And offensively, it was almost exclusively Peavy, or not Peavy, though he did have a decent game offensively, but Shannon and McClung. So the Red Raiders are going to have to figure out somehow they need that third guy in these Big 12 games against these really good teams. And it doesn't get a whole lot easier for the Red Raiders now they got to travel to Oklahoma, who's been pretty good. I believe that game is Tuesday night. So, Big 12 is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game almost every night. It certainly was a tough loss because that would have been just a great way to start Big 12 play by beating Kansas at home. But wasn't meant to be. They dropped it. They dropped that game. They'll have to bounce back in Norman against Oklahoma. But with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.